Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Hope everyone's good. L7, amazing work. Love to see it. Smashing the funded account. Michael, welcome, mate. Elmer's, welcome. Kyle. Yeah, guys, let's see who's here. Drop a comment if you're just tuning in. Welcome. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. You want to see my face more? Beautiful. Right, yeah. Nice work, guys. Let's see who's here. As always, guys, smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Let's see what gold's doing. I'm watching gold for a breakout to the upside, to be honest. It gave some decent half risk sells there. At this range for like 50 ticks, but I'm gonna see on gold. Let's have a look at the 30. 30, yeah, hourly as well. Rejecting this sort of level to push higher. It was a bit unlucky. There was a half risk here on Nasdaq. It pushed a little bit, then came back down, but we'll see. How's it going, bro? Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I'm personally going to be waiting now. We'll do a full top-down analysis on both these charts. Potentially looking for some gold longs on the next 15. Yeah, potentially looking for some gold longs on the next 15. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna break this chart down properly in a second. Yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's good. Cheers for likes as always. But yeah, simple as this really, guys. I'm looking for buys back above this resistance. You can see that we've got some prior resistance here, prior resistance here. I think if gold breaks back above this resistance we've created now, it's likely to have a little push higher, okay? Potentially into some levels up here, you know, just playing that range. If I can get above this range. You know, if I can get above this 42 or 2, then I'm going to be looking for them players higher. You know, there's a big level here too to watch out on gold. You can see your resistance acting as support. This here is what I'm going to be watching on gold, okay? Simple as that. We're in this range. We've got some good targets above and below. Just need to wait for that breakout now on gold. On Nasdaq, I'm gonna be watching this level here on Nas. I think if Nas can break above this level, it's clear into these highs, and I can try and get a little scalp on Nasdaq into them highs. It gave a decent buy on this half risk, but it reacted from this level at 24,796. I think if this 15 can get above here, I'm gonna take some buys into these targets. Okay, just play the range. In terms of sells on Nas, like I said, Nas is bullish, but within this range for now. So this, in the next 9 minutes, if we close nice and strong, I'm going to be looking for them buys. You know, you can see that we're at a big level of resistance here. Can you see? Resistance, resistance, resistance. I think closures above there, the likelihood of pushing into these highs is a lot more. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on Nasdaq. Just need to wait for that 15 close now. Let's have a look. But yeah, gold and Nasdaq are in these ranges. Let me just push this range a little bit further down. That makes more sense. So yeah, that's what I'm watching, guys. Hope everyone's good though. Cheers for the likes, guys. And yeah, any questions, put it in the chat. Let's see. Let's watch this. This 15-minute breakout is going to be important on gold and Nas. You know, if Nas can break above, I'll take some buys. Yeah, breakout. Dun, 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 dun. What account size do you recommend for Nasdaq, considering you have to use at least 0.1 lots at least with my broker you do? What broker are you using, mate? Shouldn't have to. What broker are you using? I mean, for Nasdaq, it's like you should be able to use whatever size you want. Yeah, cheers for likes, guys. Cheers for likes. I'm trading these accounts today, back onto my instant account. Still on the same instant accounts. Yeah, I used to use them. I don't use them anymore. I don't use them anymore. Feel free, you can create an account with the broker I use if you want. You know, check out the description of this live. It's there if you want to use it. Yeah, check out the description. It's in the description. I fancy some gold sells. But look at this though. Look what we saw yesterday. Big spike down on the 6 o'clock candle. Okay, and we closed like weak bearish. We could see that wick fill again. You know, that push down after. Okay, thanks, bro. Yeah, all good, man. It's there. The probably the best one I've used anyway, to be honest with you. But it's up to you. Yeah, look at this now, smashing them targets. It's annoying, really, because I wanted Nasdaq buys here. I wanted these buys on Nasdaq, and it's smashing them targets now. But it just messed about on the 15 for too much. Nas leaving without us, yeah. I mean, there's some targets up here still. So, it's not gone yet. There's still some targets up there. You know, really, I want to get above here. I want to get above this level. If it gets above there, then I can buy more. Bottles crushed. But yeah, like I say, let's see how it is the first 15 of the hourly. It is only the first 15 of the hourly, so don't be getting caught into a position on the first 15 of the hourly straight away. It could just be a wick. You know, this could close more bearish. You don't know. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this 15 close on Nas. There's still range to it for it to push higher. Look at all this wick we've got to fill. So, I mean, if this 15 can close bullish, I'll take it. One sec, guys. So yeah, I'll see how this 15 closes and go from there. But yeah, there's still room for it to push higher. Same with gold. I think gold could continue down, especially how it's rejecting off this level. What's the 30 and hourly saying? Yeah, hourly's got room down as well. See how the 15 closes on both of them. Yeah, them half risk were nice. That's not a bad entry, mate. I mean, if nothing shows, nothing shows. It's one of them. You can't force positions. But yeah, I'd like to catch a position. I've already taken one win today. I'd like to catch another potential win. Might get a quick little push in on Nas into them highs. Might get a little quick push on Nas. Yeah, I might take some sells on gold if we close bearish. Thing is, gold and Nas are both setting up half risk buys, full risk buys on Nas, half risk sells on gold. It's whatever sets up better, you know, whatever candle sets up better for me, I'll take. But I'm going to be using low risk in these ranges. They're quite big ranges. So I'm going to be using micros, like 5 micros on either. I might try and take some sells on gold. I don't want to get chopped in this range, though. Problem. That is the problem. I mean, it's just an idea for now. We'll see. We'll see. See if this gives a decent bottom wick or if this gives a decent top wick, and then I can take it. but we'll see. That's the thing as well, guys. Like, you can't, you know, if you want to take a trade, you're gonna force a trade, and you're gonna end up like taking a loss because it's not to the plan if you're forcing it. The main thing to do is say, okay, I'm open to a position if it shows. If it doesn't, I'm happy to walk away. Yeah, I think gold could have a push into these lows and maybe wick down a little bit more. There's some good liquidity here. You know, if you move this level, we're just reacting off this level, and there's some good liquidity here. Price could push into. So I'll see how the 15 closes. The problem with gold, yeah, it's within a range, so it is more risky. And it is quite choppy in here. You can see that we chopped about, since we've literally pushed down, we've been chopping. So it's like, just wait for the strong close and see if it sets up then. Like, Nas is about to hit targets. See how Nas closes. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, guys, any questions? Get it in the chat. Any questions? Let me know. See, Naz has left some decent targets to take still. Yeah, I might take these sells on gold as well. I'm open to both. Whatever sets up better. See, gold's just instantly pushed down. Yo, Naz, how's it going, mate? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. See, gold's just instantly pushed down. Naz is just instantly pushed up. It's like... doesn't want to give me an entry. You know, if it comes down, rejects this level, takes liquidity, and then pushes bullish, I'll take buys. Like, I'm open to that too. Yeah, Naz, how's your day been, man? How's everyone's day been? Get it in the chat. How's everyone doing? Impossible to catch that. Oh, nice, Ron. How did you do? How was Asia? How much did you make? Good stuff, man. Good stuff. No trade yet for me. Nice, fair enough. Just a loss today so far. All good, man. There's more trades to come. Don't revenge it or anything. That's the thing, guys. When you execute trades, you need to be open to losses as well. Don't just think that you're going to win every trade, because you're going to be very disappointed when you understand that trading is not all about winning. Okay, so every time you execute a position, always be open to the fact that it could lose. If you're not open to the fact that your trade could lose, you're going to be very, very disappointed, and you're going to end up blowing your account. Okay? That's key. Be open to the fact, yeah, this could win, but also say, okay, this actually could lose, and I could lose X amount. You know, as soon as you start being open and happy with actually losing as well as winning, because you're not going to win every trade. 100% you're not going to win every trade. But when you can actually be open and happy to lose as well as when you win, you know, the same emotion when you win or lose, you become a lot more neutral, and you can just think, you know, think straight. You know, you can actually trade the plan, trade your strategy correctly. You know, if you start getting annoyed and all the emotions start coming into it when you take a loss, well, you're probably going to start revenge trading and not sticking to your plan. So try and, as quickly as possible, get used to losing. Be happy to lose as much as you're happy to win. You know, every time I enter a position, I know that this could lose, and I know that in my strat, you know, Not every trade's going to be a winner. Yeah, me too. I actually had an order in on NAS on this half-risk buy, but I cancelled it and I was waiting for these half-risk sells, but it just pushed down too quickly for me, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, NAS has pushed into them targets now, unfortunately, but gold could set up. You know, gold's coming to a level here. If it rejects, I could get some good buys. Loss so far. Guys, if you've taken a loss, if you've stuck to your plan and you took a valid position, you should be happy about that. You know, you shouldn't, you know, if you're saying, yeah, I took a loss, but it was valid and I'm happy I took it because it was a part of the plan and it was just, I'm letting the probabilities play out. Perfect. Made an account with the broker. Yeah. Like I say, I just use them. Yeah, it's not mine personally. That's the one that I use. Yo, Roy, how's it going? But didn't click. Yeah, I was watching the same, Naz. It didn't flip for me either. Yeah, I'm watching the similar. Yeah, they are the best for trading NAS and gold, Kyle. You won't have a problem. You know, you can use like MT5 as well, which is very good. Yeah, so if this closes bullish, this candle, I'm gonna take some buys into these highs. So we're at a big level of support. Look, support, acting as support, could act as support again to push higher. So yeah, I want gold to sweep that wick for buys up. Do you mean down here, mate? Do you mean down here? I'm going to be watching this range. Potentially some buys if we close bullish. Naz, how was Edinburgh, bro? Yes. First time I've been to Edinburgh, and it was amazing. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, very, very good. Probably my favourite city in the UK. If this 15 closes below this level, I'm open to sells into these laws. Depending on how big the stop loss is. So there's a couple of opportunities to trade gold. Gold's pulling back, which is much better than Nasdaq, because Nasdaq's taken targets. So I'm focused on gold here. Potentially a wick fill down. Potentially a wick fill down here. New world, I'm not going to tell you what to do, mate. You can see my session and see what I take in my session, but yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Oh yeah, you need to. You need to go to Edinburgh, guys. It's amazing. I'm pretty annoyed that I've not been before. That was the first time I've ever been, and I'm pretty annoyed that I've never been before. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for sells below here. Yeah, so if it reacts, you know, if it reacts from this level, I'll buy from it. You know, if it closes above it, I'll buy if it's half-risk buys. If it closes below, well, we've reacted to push down. Reacting to push down. Yeah, potentially. It's potentially coming to sweep these laws here. So if this closes below this structure, I'm going to look to take sells down. Potentially catch them moves down then. Like I said, there's good potential on NAS. And that's the thing, guys. I understand where the liquidity is. This is where the liquidity is sitting. Okay, so understand, this is where the liquidity on gold is sitting. So anybody going long on gold, say up here, who's in drawdown now, well, they're going to have the stops below this level, and they're going to have the stops down here where the liquidity is. I understand that. So instead of waiting for price to come all the way down, and then I can buy it after it takes the liquidity, if I understand there's a lot of stop losses sitting on this low, if I understand there's a lot of stop losses sitting on this low here, I can find entries and sell into the liquidity. So I'm not waiting, I'm reacting and trading into where liquidity and stop losses are sitting, okay? You know, a lot of people will just wait for this to push all the way down and then they'll start looking for buys, but this could just continue pushing down. I'll sell if I see a valid entry into that stop loss. Gold looking good, yeah. If it closes below, potentially. There is, tell you what, them targets are far away. But I'll be using low risk because these ranges are quite big on gold. You know, these are not small ranges. Not small ranges at all. You know, like, look at the size of the ranges, guys. You know, you're talking like 100-tick candles, look. 100-tick candles. 100-tick ranges. Probably the next area is this level here. Probably the next area to watch out for. Oop, sorry. Not mean to do that. So yeah, see how this closes. Maybe just try and catch a quick move down. What's Nasdaq doing? Yeah, Nasdaq's not doing much either. The only thing I can really take on Nasdaq is if it closes bullish, I can take the next 30 buys. That's probably the next thing that I can look for on Nasdaq. If it closes bullish, I can take the next 30. So in 4 minutes, maybe some 30 buys if they set up. If not, I'll just take 30 sells on gold. Try and catch whatever sets up the best. I think gold has a good chance of pushing into this wick. Patience is the best reward, 100%. Patience always pays. Always, always pays. 41.75. Yeah, I mean, you can watch that level. It's not a bad level. You know, you got some support here, yeah. Not bad. I'm personally going to be watching this level, though. I think there's more structure there where price could come and react from. To be honest with you, I'm liking potential 30 buys on Nasdaq if it closes bullish. Yeah, right, it did. Normally is when the market's settled and stuff. You normally get the big moves. Like, you can clearly see, look at gold here. Push down, reversed, range, took the highs. It's probably gonna do the same. Gold always does that. It takes all-time highs, ranges, pulls back, and then pushes into it again. Obviously, until you see a big pullback, that's what it does. Yeah, cheers for likes, guys. Appreciate you all. Let's try and smash 25 likes on the stream. So if you've not already liked and subscribed, drop a little like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right, Michael, mate. So if the candle closes below this range, I'm just gonna let it do its thing and then look for a trade down with the momentum. Because when you're trading with momentum and you're trading with breakouts, you're already one step ahead. Because, you know, you're trading where all the momentum is on gold and NAS. You know, if you're trading with that momentum, you're more likely to continue with it if you see a valid entry, you know. Yeah, another thing as well, there is no bottom wick on the gold daily. This could come and get filled. That's why another thing, I'm looking for this wick to come and get filled, this level here, like maybe like 74, 75, and then a continuation. It could be a quick trade, and I'm only going to be using very small risk. I don't want to get faked out. I don't want to get faked out. You know, even if I can take 5 micros, you know, 5 micros, there's like $300. I'm happy with that. But yeah, basically just waiting for this candle to close now. Might try and let this run a little bit, give it a little bit of room to see if it wants to push into this level. Because we have taken liquidity as well. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get faked out of this market. Because it is very choppy. Very, very choppy is gold at all-time highs. And the more you can wait, the less chance of getting chopped out before the real move. You know, imagine anybody getting chopped out up here before the real sells down. Do-do-do. We'll see. Like I say, if I can get a sell, I can get into I can trade it into Wickfill and see if he wants to push more. Can manage at Wickfill. Yeah, that's the idea for me as well. You know, if I can get a sell, I could even just try and trade into Wickfill and catch my ticks and be done. The thing is, guys, if you know the strategy, you know what I'm going to be looking to enter, so you don't have to, you know, even if these sessions are a little bit delayed by 20 seconds, you know, the guys in the community, you know the entries that I'm looking for anyway. So I'm just going to wait for this to top wick and then I can look for a sell here. Cheers, gold. Wow, 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 wow. So yeah, the plan were to take sells, but when it's 60 ticks straight down, not much you can do. That's quite annoying. Quite annoying. It doesn't matter though, it doesn't matter. Like, one of them. That's the thing as well, like, there's so much potential here on Nas too. Like, Nas is actually set up for a half risk at this level to the left. You know, this could retrace. You know, if this can push up a little bit more, I might try and take a sell here on Nas. If this can push up and push bullish again, I'll put a sell stop here. And what I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to be looking for this half risk sell down. Something like this. You know, just to, you know, maybe to push into some levels and half risk sells. Because look at this, you've got resistance here. You've got resistance here. We took liquidity, we've closed bearish. Yeah, I think this could have a retracement, especially with the 4-hour closing soon. But like I say, I need to wait. I need to wait for this to... Yeah, gold is gold. Yeah, even if the 15 closes above and it doesn't play out this trade, then yeah, you can... I can switch it to buys. Sells on the wick, but yeah, that is the problem. You know, you're selling into a level when Nasdaq is super bullish. I'd rather just wait for the break above buys. You know, if this green candle breaks above, I'll just buy it into these highs. Prefer to buy that. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching this on Nas, guys. If I can get a break above this level here, buys above there. Okay, that is the plan. Buys above. Nice. If not, like I say, I'll wait for this. I'll wait for this next 15 closure anyway. The 15 gets above there, it's failed to close lower, and then I can look for them buys. Yeah, gold, I need to wait for the next 15 to close. Yeah, I trade gold and Nasdaq only, mate. Only gold and Nasdaq. I get enough opportunity to make me good profits on my accounts on gold and Nasdaq. You know, I can make good gains just on them two instruments. I don't need to trade 10, 15 pairs. I used to, and I were it was very hard to manage all them pairs. You don't need all them pairs. You know, 1 to 2 trades a day on 1 to 2 pairs is absolutely fine. Yeah, profits are for the patient. You need to understand as well, the profits of the impatient will always go to the patient, okay? They always go from the people or the accounts of the impatient, and they get sent to the patient traders, okay? You know, if you've blown accounts from not being patient, the only person who's making that money is a patient trader. Simple as that. Yes, bro. Ashton, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, simply just waiting for a break above here. Break above here, buys, bang. Yeah, waiting for this. Guys, I'm just going to go and get some water really quickly. Give me 1 minute. But yeah, that's the update. I'm just waiting for a break above here for buys. Let me put back in one. All right. Yeah, how's everyone doing, guys? How's everyone's day and week been so far? Hope everyone's doing well and crushing it. Yeah, alright, so I'm just going to alter my range a little bit here on gold. I'm going to be looking for something like this. We are close to this resistance or prior resistance acting as support. So yeah. I mean, if this 30 can get back above this level, could be really nice for buys, especially now it's taken lows. Same with this 15. I really like these 15 buys above this level. If you know, in 6 minutes, if this 15 can get above here, I'm going to buy into these highs. Hopefully it can give me something. Yeah, guys, if you want to join, if you want a thingy, guys, if you do want to buy a top 1 account, I've just put the link in so you can get in a top 1 account. If you use that code JTC, you'll get 45% off any account. So you may as well, whilst the discount's on. Good so far. I've set up my account. Nice. Might have to join the community soon. Yeah, Carl, feel free when you're ready to jump inside the community and get access to all the education, the live trading sessions in the community. Yeah, like I say, guys, we trade the London session together in the community. So if you do want access to that, you know, just like we're doing here, we do catch some positions as well. Some decent positions. Like today. Didn't catch it live, but we caught a decent long here. On NAS, so yeah. But yeah, if you like I said, I'll put what I'll do as well if anybody wants to get into the mentorship. Feel free when you're ready. Like I say, if you want to join later, it's fine. But the link's there for you so you can get signed up in the mentorship. Go through my website and get signed up. Both links are there for the funded accounts and for the mentorship. But yeah, this level here on gold, guys, break back above here, I'm going to buy. Because there's some good liquidity up here too. Oh, I don't know why it's saying sells below. Let's change that. Template buys above. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you've got any questions at all, you can feel free to put it in the chats, and I'll get back to you. If you want me to break anything down as well, any other pairs, whilst we're waiting for gold to sort itself out, as well, get it in the chats. If this 15 or 30 can get above and close above this level, I'll look for some buys. I don't want to be buying gold until we can get back above here because I don't want to get taken out early. You know, I don't want to be buying now and price reverses like this. I'd rather just clear this level and then I can buy above. Much safer. Let's have a look at Nas. See, Nas has got 2.5 minutes and I'd like it to close above here. If it can get above this level, I'll take some buys. Because then I think it's going to run into them highs, which is basically just the yesterday's daily high, which are good targets. Come into a little bit of structure as well. Resistance, now acting as support, breaking above that level of resistance to push higher. Nice. Nice. Euro USD, yeah, let's have a look at EU. Oh, sorry. Euro USD, let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at the daily. Oh my god, these FX charts, so wiki. Look at how wiki the FX charts are. That's another great thing about gold, is the manipulation on Forex charts is crazy. But yeah, you can see that we've got some highs still, you know, we've got some liquidity at both sides. And this is the great thing about the way I trade, is I can stay open to either outcome. So what I'd be looking for on EU is I'd be saying, okay, if EU can break above here, I'm going to be looking for them buys to continue this up. And if it breaks above this level, that's where I would personally say, okay, I'm going to look for them buys. If it starts breaking back below levels, then I'd be looking for sells. But yeah, the EU's got good targets at either side, mate. I'd stay open to both sides here if it was me trading this. But looking at the daily's coming to a big level where it could potentially reverse and push down. See, NAS is at a level as well that I don't want to be buying. I need to get above that level if I want to be buying NAS. Sean, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Owlie's closing in 15 on gold on NAS as well, so we will see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, patience will pay today, guys, at these highs. Same as I always say, patience will always pay. It is so true. If you haven't got patience, you're not going to be able to be a long-term profitable trader. Simple as that. Even if the hourly gets above here, I'll take the next hourly buy. If the hourly gets above and breaks above here, I'll buy the next hourly. I mean, this could push. This could have a decent push. It's not the strongest candle close, but we have actually just rejected from a level. You know, we have rejected from a level here. This could push. You can see the level that we actually are rejecting from. You've got support here, acting as support to potentially push higher. The thing I don't like about it, is that it didn't close super strong. So I'm personally not going to be buying gold here. It could, I think it will come and wick fill though. You know, look at that. You got, it depends how big this body is. 40 tick body. How big's the wick? Yeah, wick's bigger than the body, so I'm gonna leave it. Even though I would like to have bought the half risk buy, I'm gonna leave it for now. I pulled the trigger. I paid for a month in the community. Legend, Kyle. Welcome to the community, mate. Check your email and you'll have the invite link sent to you there, man. Any questions, let me know. Yeah, as soon as you join, you'll be accepted in and you'll be able to see all the channels. Good work, man. And feel free to drop me a message on Discord if you have any questions about anything that you go through. Yeah, if this candle closed more bullish, I would have taken half risk buys, but it didn't. Yeah, thanks, bro. All good, Carmon. All good. Yo, Q. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, hope you're good, bro. Hope you're good. See, I don't mind half risk buys if it closes stronger. They're discussing that in the community now in the chats. And it's good to have a discussion because, yeah, people are interested in half risk buys in the community too, in the chats. And that's why it's so good to have the discussion because, you know, if you're waiting for this entry here, you know, look at that. It's not the strongest candle closure for a half risk impulse entry. That's literally it. There's not enough of a strong enough close, and you can see what's happening now. Price has actually rejected these levels above. It's not strong enough, and price is pushing down more. 50 tick stop loss now. Let me check the chat, guys. Let me check the chats. I get it will shoot up after the New York session. Yeah, we got New York open in like 30, 40 minutes as well. So we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, that's the thing as well. The 15-minute close, you know, if you just block out this sort of, you know, if we just replay back here, look at the close, and this is why I didn't take the long on the 15-minute close, because look at it, you've got a body of 40 ticks and the wick's like 45, so it tells me the rejection's bigger than the strong of the close, and look at it, straight down. Yeah, I think too. I think I'm watching this close on the hourly too on NAS. I think if this this closure is quite big because I can be open to both sells and buys on this closure. Yeah. Because if this closes bullish, I'll buy it above the level, and if it closes rejecting the level and I can get some half risk sells, I'll take the half risk sells. There's a lot of potential on Nasdaq, more than gold, to be honest with you. I think if gold's gonna flip, it's gonna be quite late on the 15. You know, you might get tagged in with like 5 minutes left, and you could get messed about until the close, which is another thing I don't really want to risk. But we'll see. We'll see how the 15 closes here on Nas, because I'm open to them buys above this resistance. Yeah, nice, Michael. Nice. Yeah, good stuff. Waiting for more PA to develop, then looking for a clean breakout. Yeah, could be nice, man. I think this could push though. You know, we'll mark it up. We'll mark it up because this could push. You know, something like this definitely could happen. It's just not super clean. And you know, when gold's in these huge ranges, I don't want to take entries that aren't super clean. Yeah, that could push for sure. I'm going to try and take NAS buys instead. Four hour about to close too, yeah. So we have got the 4-hour closure in 7 minutes, which is an important watch. So 4-hour is closing in 7 minutes. Decent bottom wick, I can buy Nas. Yeah, see, gold's pushing there. Because if the hourly gets above and the 15 closes strong above as well, then yeah, decent little buys. Decent little buys into them highs. Yeah, gold's pushing. Yeah, them half risk are playing out kind of. Yeah, let's see. We've got 5 minutes until this Nas candle closes, and then I can look for them buys if we get that strong candle closure. Yeah, gold's pushing. The markup on the half risk long is pushing. Oh, Nas took it. Nice. Oh, he didn't take... Ah, you're waiting for a clean breakout. Looking for a clean... Ah, I thought you said you took it. Misread you. HRO about to close too. Anybody in the community catch it? Anybody in community catch it? Waiting for a clean top wick and bottom wick. Nice catch though. Fair enough. Yeah, it is a clean catch. Oh, Sarhan did. Nice. Yeah, Sarhan caught that. Nice. I took a buy on gold already. Victory, nice. Yeah, clean buys here on gold on the flip of the half risk. If you took it, just wasn't strong enough for me, unfortunately. I'm going to be looking for these buys on Nasdaq in 4 minutes. I mean, if you're in these, I'd be break even at the wick fill. You know, you've got wick fill there, break even 40 ticks. The rest can run. Yeah. Ba-ba-dum-bam. But like I say, we'll see what progresses here. Maybe some Nasdaq buys are clean. Maybe some Nasdaq buys. Yeah, so this is going to be the hourly closure, and it's also going to be the 15. So if the 15 is valid as it closes above the range, and also the hourly is valid, and the 30 is valid, the likelihood of pushing higher is more. Not worth it for me. Stop loss was too big also. Yeah, fair enough, Nas. Yeah, I thought I misheard. I thought I misread you. I'm going to be looking for these buys on Nasdaq. Everything's pointing towards these highs getting taken. You know, everything on Nasdaq here is pointing towards these highs up here getting taken. You can see closing above here on the 15, but we're also closing above on the hourly. You know, the hourly's valid, and the 15's valid, and the 5's closed above. So, you know, you've got multiple time frames closing above this level, which is a big level of resistance to the left and here. You know, if the next 15 can, you know, if this 15 can close above and the next 15 can give me an entry, you know, I think these highs here to the left are clear to get taken, but we'll see how it closes in 2 minutes. To be honest, I just want to catch the trade and be done for the day. I've already caught a little win. Yeah, 30 minute as well on gold looks like it could push higher. Seeing how this closes on gold, okay. There's a lot of potential on gold here as well if it can close more bullish. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and buy Nasdaq around here, stops below the level. And I can look for that push higher. You know, if I can get a decent trade on here, that'd be decent for a push higher on Nas. Guys, I'm back in a minute. All right. Nice little bottom wick. And let me get a micro Nas up. Like I said, I'm only trading like... I might just do 10 micros for this. More risk than usual, but we'll see. Closed as a grab. Yeah, it has. It's closed as a grab of these highs to potentially... Let me just see how the wick... I might have a little risky play on it. It isn't the highest probability when it closes as a grab like this. I understand that. Might just do like a 2 stop buy. Like 2 micros. Just let it play out. You know, when we've taken liquidity like this, you're likely to get a big bottom wick down. And you can see that straight away. You know, it's closed the liquidity grab. Have we closed above the range? Yes, we have. Have we taken liquidity as we've closed above? Yes, we have. Just means it's less probability. It's not as high probability to push higher. It's more likely to push lower. Yeah, look at gold straight down. I'm gonna put just a 2 micro buy stop on it. Very, very small risk. It'll probably be the last trade I take as well. Like I said, I'm only using 2 micros. Is it? Don't tempt me now. Yes, it is. Hourly is valid. So you can get away with actually saying this isn't closed as a liquidity grab on the hourly. So you can say, okay, I'm going to take an hourly entry here. I'm still going to stick with 2 micros. I'm still going to stick with 2 micros on this. You know what? I'm going to do 3 micros. 4 micros. Yeah, I'll do 4 micros because the hourly is valid. Yeah, so hourly impulse here. Let me just put it up a little bit. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to be using this to potentially push higher. So I'll get it a little bit above. But yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see if this hourly can continue pushing into some of these highs. I'll probably take some partials off up here to give this a little bit of room to try and run higher. Yeah, I'm only going to be trying this one trade, to be honest with you. This will be like my second trade that I've taken today. You know, we've closed above strongly. The 4 hours created a bottom wick as well. This has got every chance to continue pushing. The 4 hourly's closed above. Hourly's closed above. I mean, yeah, if this doesn't want to push, then this will be the only trade that I'm taking, guys. For the day. Yeah, I've currently got a buy stop in here. Four micros. Guys, yeah, I've got a buy stop in. I'm basically just looking to take it into these highs here. It is risky. It is a risky buy. That's why I'm using very, very, very small risk. Normally, I'd be using like 25 micros, but I'm using like 4. Just because it's a little bit more risky. So, yeah. That's the thing as well. Where would I be taking partials? I'd probably just let it run into them targets, to be honest with you. I'd probably go break even as it has a decent push and then just let it run into targets. Because it's a 4 hour trade as well. It's not closed on the futures, but on this chart it has done. You could very well see a push here. So yeah, I'm open to this risk, guys. I'm open to this risk. Very, very open. Is Nasdaq going to give me a flip? Gold trying to push down there. Let's have a look at gold whilst waiting for Nasdaq to... See, the thing with gold as well, I'll cancel my order. If gold gets back above here, if gold gets back above this level here, I'll cancel my order on Nas. I'll cancel my order on Nasdaq and buy gold. Because I like gold buys back above this level into these highs. Because, you know, there's a lot of... Look at all these highs to get taken out here. You know, you've got highs here, 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 here. Like 3 or 4 highs to take. So, you know, if we do get back above here on gold, well, I'll simply just cancel it. And trade. Take gold longs. Hoping gold pushes higher. Never hope, mate. Never, never hope. I think it will do. I think it will. Just because of the 30 closure. This 30 closure is telling me that it could definitely push higher. You know, we've come into a big level here, look. And is it the 4 hour open? 4 hour open as well. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, if gold fancies pushing higher, I'll take the buys. Gold likes to play around. Yeah, you got that right. Especially all-time highs, guys. You know, gold, it's gonna, you know, when it is around all-time highs, gold's gonna chop. It's gonna liquidate people out. Okay, you know, just get used to it. Okay, the best thing that you can do at all-time highs is be patient. Okay, if you can't be patient, then it's gonna be hard for you to see long-term profitability. Right, yeah, I'm gonna cancel that. Yeah, I'm cancelling that order. Just wait for gold to maybe break above and then I can take some buys. Yeah, I think this 30 on gold closed really nice for potential pushes higher. You know, you've come into this level now, but there's still potential for it to push higher. I'm going to see how this 15 closes, guys. If this 15 can close above the level, then I'll take some buys. All right. If not, we'll see. Whoa. If you got any questions as well, guys, make sure you get them in the chat. Yeah, any questions are welcome, guys. Yeah, decent breakout would be nice here on gold. Nasdaq bottom wick were too big. You know, that's why I use stop orders, guys, because, you know, anybody just buying here, look at the drawdown that they're in. Look at the drawdown they're in because they've just instantly bought the market. Okay. Not me. I'm still in this position. Well, I'm not in this position because I used an order. So yeah, buys above here for me. Sells below here for sells. So if I can get a 15 closure, I'll take some buys into them areas. But I'm going to see how this 15 closes now. Try and take out them highs above. You know, there is some liquidity here. You know, breaks above, I'll try and capitalize on that push higher. Looks like everything's waiting for 9:30. Yeah. 20. That's why I'm gonna stay on until 2:30. See if it will give me a breakout. See if I can catch them positions into these highs. Be nice. So yeah, gold's flipping now. This is it. This is why I'm waiting for this 15 because there's nothing to say that this 15 is going to flip and close above until it actually closes above. It could easily just wick, create a new high, and then push down. So waiting for this 15 is very sensible because the 15 closure above, then I can buy into them highs. And that could be the push into all-time highs that we want to see on gold. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Kyle, to be honest with you, the main thing, what I'm going to say to you, mate, is just get that consistency. Because it doesn't matter what you trade. You can trade a personal or you can trade a funded account. If you haven't got that consistency, I would say find that consistency with the strategy first and then look to funded or then look for personal. You know, I would start either on a small personal or a small funded account and just pick up the consistency, and then you can always grow it, add more, or whatever. But the main thing is to try and get that consistency first, Matt. All right. Yeah, this could be a decent push here. The 4 hourly to go and make a top wick too. Yeah, I'm gonna try some buys here on gold, everyone. If we can close above this range in 2 minutes, I'm gonna try some buys. You know, I think these highs here are very clean to come get taken. You know, just that little push there. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend, mate. It doesn't matter what you're using. You can still lose the same amount of money, regardless if you trade in personal or funded. Yeah, I'm gonna be using, you know, if I can get a bottom wick on this 30 ticks, I'll use 10 micros or something. 10 micros, see if I can get a quick push into them highs. That'll be me done for the day though, guys. I'm not over trading when gold's at all-time highs. It's been a great month as well. You know, we're over, you know, just in half of the month we're up over like 3 to 4k. $3,000 to $4,000, so there's no need. Gold's at all-time highs, I'll just stay patient and wait for them clean entries. Well, let's see which way. Our in weight last week was sentence 200. No, you don't pay more, mate. If you get a funded account and blow it, you don't pay more. So the 30 flip, low risk, nice, nice, man. Yeah, you literally, if you get like an instant account, you only pay the fee. Kyle, drop me a message on Discord and we'll have a chat, bro. We'll have a chat. Yeah, we'll have a chat. Yeah, you're right there, Ashton. I'll probably just buy into that wick fill. If it bottom wicks, I'll buy into that wick fill 25 ticks and be done. I might just try and get a quick wick fill on gold. If it comes in wick fills without giving me an entry, that'll be me done. I'll come back in like 30 minutes if it's created a new range. Yeah, Carl, drop me a message now, man. I'll get back to you. Oh, you messaged me, sweet. 300 away from pipe. Oh, Harry. Great work, man. Great work. Yeah, that's the consistency, mate. 300 now. You know, if you was linking 350k instants, you'd have had like a 7k payout on the way, which don't think of it like that. Just think of it like you're showing yourself that you're consistent with trading the combines. You've messaged me, sweet. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you, bro. Yeah, I wanted this wick fill, to be honest with you. But I know this can create a bottom wick first. There is a level in the way here. There is a level here. Let's see. But I'm trying to trade with that momentum. I am trying to trade with that momentum. Because if the 30 and the hourly are bullish, shouldn't be a problem to push higher. Yeah, you buy in. You know, if I do buy here, you are buying into a level. That's the only problem. You know, if I buy here on this reflip bullish, the problem is you're buying into a level. Yeah, I tell you what, gold's been very tough today. What's the 30? Look at 30. Yeah, 30 buys above there could be nice. There definitely is structure there, though. There definitely is structure there. That would have been the trade anyway. That would have been the trade that I would have been in. I'm gonna see how this 15 closes above, because the 15's a 30. Yeah, I'm gonna wait another 12 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna wait another 12 minutes. I'm not taking this because we are at a level of structure, and I need to stick to that rule of I can't enter at a level. I need to wait for a breakout. So lock myself out for the rest of the day. Come back tomorrow. Harry, you're crushing it, man. I bet you feel so much better having a plan you can follow, a strict plan, and understanding that if you stick to it, you're going to get paid out. Crazy. When you actually get to that stage of, you know, you're going to get paid out if you stick to your plan, everything else doesn't matter. Over trading doesn't matter. Revenge trading doesn't matter, because you can see what sticking to the plan does. Like me now, I'd be in drawdown here if I wasn't sticking to my rules. Let's have a look at Nas. Look at Nas. What a mess. What a mess. 3 red days since the 24th of September. Legend. Yeah, so I'm going to let the 15 and 30 close. If the 30 closes above this level at 197, I'll be looking for buys. Yeah, Kyle, it is for a lot of people. Revenge trading, it's just an emotion that a lot of people take a long time. At the end of the day, if you've got a plan and a strategy that you know works long term, it's so much easier to stop revenge trading. So much easier. Like, a lot of people just can't stop revenge trading because they don't trust what they're trading. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I'm going to give it till this 230 close. Potentially, if I break above, I'll look for the buys. You know, if you can get back above here. But yeah, Kyle, that's the good thing is as well is to understand the emotion that starts your revenge trading, because a lot of people don't. You know, the easier you feel the emotion, or the quicker that you understand that you're feeling it and just stop feeling it, you're gonna feel the emotions forever. You know, you're gonna feel some sort of emotion when you trade. It's understanding that you're feeling it and just stopping it before it happens, okay? Or anything bad happens. You know, even me sometimes, if I see a big push and I miss the entry by a second, or it just takes me out, do I feel sort of like I want to get back in and get it back? Yes, I do. I feel it. But I just don't react to it, or I don't act on that emotion. You know, it's understanding what you're feeling and not acting on it until it gets bad. If that makes sense. If I'm waffling, I apologize, but yeah. I tell you what, gold and Nas have been setting up outside of the opens, to be honest. Like, probably get a trade in the next 3 hours. Probably get a trade in the next 3 hours away from the opens. We'll see. Guys, if you're new and you haven't dropped a like, smash the like on the video. Let's hit 20, 25 likes. If you haven't already, let's hit 20 likes for now. Yeah, 100%. You gotta, that's it. They drag you down, and you just gotta accept them. Understand that you're gonna always feel them, but understanding how not to act on them. You know, it's a big thing not to act on them emotions. Yeah, half risk could set up. It could set up. I'm not even going to be looking at Naz here. Naz is just breaking out, ranging, breaking. Look at this. Broke out, ranged. Broke out, ranged. Like, choppy. Yeah, I might take a small risk sell to push down further. Yeah, 6 minutes. I'm gonna give it till 2:30 anyway. I'm gonna give it 7 minutes, and then I'm gonna be looking for some sells on gold. Try and fill all this range down here, and which is basically just liquidity. Oh. Nobody wants to stay today. How many we got tuned in? We've got 29 right now. People aren't happy with this price action, I don't think, today. People are like, nah, not a chance. I'm trading. Not a chance. I'm trading this. Fair enough, though. Like I say, if you've taken your trade in London, I know a lot of people tuned into the London Zoom and the mentorship and took a trade and took the win. You know, you're not likely to be trading US session if you've taken a couple of wins already. Makes no sense. Yeah, gold got to be a bit wary at all-time highs, mate, because you're running the risk of getting chopped. So, like, look at gold at all-time highs. It's very, very choppy, look. Very, very, very choppy. Just, you know, for me personally, I just reduce my risk because the ranges are big at all-time highs because the volume's high. And it can get very choppy. Andrew, 2 losses for me today. On gold or Nasdaq, Andrew? Were they valid? Were they valid positions? And just journal them and learn. Learn what trades you're taking. You know, learn what you're doing right. Learn what you're doing wrong. Think I'd just wait another 35 minutes and then I'm done for the opportunity doesn't come. Yeah, Kyle, nice. That's it, man. Just take 1 or 2 trades and finish for the day. Journal them and move on to the next day. You're not at the end of the day, guys, you're not going to be able to take, you're not taking wins every trade. You're not taking wins every day. You're taking wins over time. Was this buy on gold? Yeah, there's a big level here, to be fair. Yeah, I wouldn't say buys are valid with this structure. But like I say, the half risk. Yeah, like I say, if your first trade was valid, I mean, journal it. Journal that you took 1 valid trade. Journal that you took an invalid loss. And, you know, if you could have said to yourself, oh, I could have just taken 1 loss today instead of 2. You understand the reason why. Next time you'll understand why you took it and you won't do it next time. Yeah, I'm going to see how this 30 closes. It's been the US session or the US Open pre-US hasn't been the best this week. For sure, Joe, I started journaling my trades on Monday last week. It does help a lot and reflect your video. Yeah, definitely. It's key. If you're journaling your positions, you're going to increase you're going to increase how long it takes to become profitable because you're learning from your mistakes. People just don't journal and don't learn from the mistakes and do the same things constantly. You know, if you cross the road without looking and you get knocked over, you won't do it again. So if you take a trade off plan and you get knocked out or you take a big loss, the more times you do it, the less likely you are to trade off plan. Alright. Yeah, that's it though. Don't be bothered about the long list of mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes when they're in the process of learning a strategy. Okay? The main thing to do is learn from them. You know, if you're not learning from them, you're not gonna make any progress. Guys, I'm gonna head off here. I'm gonna wait. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set an alert here, and I'm gonna set an alert here, and I'm gonna wait for this to break out. Okay. Anybody in the mentorship, guys, I'll update you. I'll update you if I see a position. Okay. But that's gonna be me. I'll be back tomorrow on YouTube. Been on for like an hour and 45 minutes, and nothing's really happened. Had a few orders in, but yeah. Had a few potential entries, but that's it. But I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Alright? Yeah, anyone in the mentorship, I'll see you there. Peace out.